Lay your hands on her.
To bring her back to life?
How do you know? How did he know? We've studied it before. What did Jesus do? He raised Lazarus from the dead. He raised was it what was the name of that, the mother who passed away, and
Lois.
he raised her back up, and she got back up. And
Peter's mother-in-law.
Peter's mother-in-law, and he raised her from the dead. So that's why that religious leader knew that he could do it. Okay, where was I? Down here, fella. Lay your hands on her, and she will live. So Jesus arose and followed him, and so did his disciples. And suddenly a woman who had a flow of blood for 12 years came from behind and touched the hem of his garment. What did we talk about when that is? Brain fart again. She believed. She went to all the doctors, spent all her money, and she believed. Keyword, believed. That all she had to do was just touch his pant leg or his clothing. Just that little hem right here. Touch that, and she would be healed. She had good faith and touched him with the hem of his garment. First she said to herself, if only I touch his garment, I shall be made well. But Jesus turned around. And when he saw her, he said, be of good cheer, daughter. Your faith has made you well. And the woman was made well from that hour. Blood dried up. She's done. When Jesus came into the ruler's house and saw the flute players and the noisy crowd wailing. You know what that means, noisy crowd wailing?
Crying?
The mourners. He died. Wailing. He said to them, make room.
Get
For
out.
the girl is not dead, but sleeping. And he ridiculed him. Right. This girl is gone. Wrong.
Nope.
But when the crowd was put outside, he went in and took her by the hand, and the girl rose. And the report of this went out into all the land. When Jesus departed from there, 2 blind men followed him, crying out and saying, Son of David, have mercy on us. And when he had come into the house, the blind men came to him. And Jesus said to them, do you believe that I am able to do this? And they said to him, yes, Lord, we do. Then he touched their eyes, saying, according to your faith, let it be to you. And their eyes were opened. And Jesus sternly warned them, saying, see that no one knows about this. But when they had departed, they couldn't keep their mouth shut. They spread the news about him all over the country. As they went out, behold, they brought to him a man, mute and demon-possessed. And when the demon was cast out, the mute spoke, and the multitudes marveled, saying, it was never seen like this in Israel. But the Pharisees said, he casts out demons by the rule of the demons. And Jesus went about all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues, preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing every sickness and every disease among the people. But when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion for them, because they were weary and scattered, like sheep having no shepherd. Then he said to his disciples, the harvest truly is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore, pray the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest. Exploration. What were the miracles in the passage that Jesus performed in rapid fire succession? What miracles did he perform?
I was a blind man, brought a girl back to life, cast out a demon.
The mute man who couldn't speak and was possessed with demons?
Yeah.
Okay.
Healed the woman with the issue of blood.
Well, he actually didn't do that. She did it herself, but she believed, so she took his virtue. Remember, we said, "Who took my virtue? Who's
Yeah.
my virtue left from me?" So she walked up and just touched it. He didn't actually do it. She touched him, and it happened. And he said, "Since you believe, you're healed." What role did faith play in these people's experience of Christ's power? What was the faith role in this?
Well, for her, it was nothing but faith because she had been to doctors for like 12 years. Nothing was curing her. And like you said, he didn't turn around and touch her. She was just like, if I touch the hem of his garment, I'm going to be healed. She just knew. Her faith was, she had seen what he had done for other people, and she didn't believe that there was anything less about her that it wouldn't do it for her. And she knew if she just grabbed a hold of it, it was going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to cry on that level.
Mm-hmm. What unusual or surprising command did Jesus give to the blind men whom he healed?
Not to tell
Not to tell
anybody.
anybody. But they
Why
were
did
done.
Yeah.
And why did they disobey?
They were so excited.
Well, you could be excited.
Because I think they wanted to be like, look what he did for me.
Mm-hmm. And they probably wanted to tell everybody else about him too.
So they
couldn't keep
could
it to
get healed.
themselves.
And yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to help other people. How does the official response of Israel's religious leaders to Christ's healing ministry compare to the response of the masses?
They wanted to be able to control it because they were like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have jumped in on that one, but they wanted to be able to be like, well, you're not following the law, especially like on the Sabbath thing, you know? They're like, well, you're not following the Sabbath law. You're not doing what our protocol is in our religion. And they wanted to boast on that. Like they knew more than he did. And so, like, control it. Whereas the other people didn't care what day of the week it was, they knew what they needed. And he was the doctor who was taking care of it, regardless.
Well, also, if you remember, what did they say before he left? He casts out demons by the power of
Beelzebub. Yeah.
And everybody else believed he was casting them out by God.
Yeah.
That was their response. They believed that Satan was doing all the casting out. And the people believed that God was doing it.
But did they really believe it was Satan, or were they just doing that to cast doubt to keep Jesus from being?
Probably trying to cast out.
Yeah, because he was making them look like dogs. He called them sons of dogs. He was making them look like they didn't know anything.
Right.
And like they themselves were sinners. And the people had just reverenced them because these were the people crying and praying and putting ash all over themselves on the sidewalk. And Jesus was telling them things like, go pray in secret and go do this and don't tell anybody that I healed you. He wasn't all about him, whereas the religious leaders were all about, look what we do. Mm-hmm. Look what we know. Kind of thing. Sorry.
And what specific factors does Matthew say elicited Christ's compassion? Get your finger down your mouth. What moved Christ to compassion? They were like sheep.
Sheep without a shepherd.
Exactly.
Yeah.